Good morning, everyone. Oh, my hair's gone a bit funny there. What's going on there? Good morning. How are we all doing? Right then, let's see what's going on. Let's get going on this lovely, gloomy, wet, and miserable Friday. Right then, so let's have a little look. So I'm going to give everyone a little moment to come in and join me. I have a fantastic project for today. I think absolutely perfect. Considering we are just about, for a lot of people anyway, for us certainly here in Bristol, the south of the UK, going to be hitting into school holidays. School holidays are coming, everyone. So we need to be prepared. And this project that we've got today for you, I think is perfect for those school holidays. Because I certainly know that, well, my daughter's had help babies. So good morning to, here are people coming in to say hello. We've got good morning, Rachel from a cloudy Barrow. Good morning, Lisa. Good morning, Yolanda. Happy Friday. Good morning, Carol. So lovely to see you. Oh, it's so lovely to see everyone coming through and saying hello. I'm just clearing a little pile of jump rings that I may or may not have forgotten to clear off my desk. But I have a fantastic project for today. I'm super excited. It's really great and easy. And I think, I just burnt myself on my coffee. School holidays come in. Great project to sit down and do with the family, with the kids. Camille, you have blue sky. Well, lucky you. Can you send some over here, please? Because we have grey. We have grey and wet skies today. Now, I will, before we get going with the project today, I'm going to show you it all in a moment. And good morning, Angela. Can't stay in too long because your dogs want to go out. Absolutely. I understand that. And I was just going to say very quickly, I want to just give a quick update. My dogs. So I think last week, if anybody did join me on my live last week, I was a little bit concerned about my little Savannah. Yeah, Camille. Hi. Well, Camille. Oh, well, it all took a bit of a turn last Friday. I'm not going to lie, it took a bit of a turn. And I took Savvy to the vet in the afternoon last week. And it turned out she had a condition called pyometra, which effectively is where the uterus gets an infection. I won't go any further than that because it's still morning and people might be eating their breakfast, but it wasn't pretty for her. And she had to have emergency surgery and an emergency hysterectomy, and it took everything out. And it was a stressful weekend. She was extremely dehydrated, so she had the surgery. She had to stay in overnight. She had to be blasted with fluids, and we had to bring her home. And she wasn't eating and stuff like that, but she has turned a massive corner. And this morning she was just like, Mom. Well, yesterday I'd say was a real big turn, but today she was so excited and happy. She still can't jump up on things, although she's not listening to me when I tell her that. But yeah, so it was stressful, but hey, we are back and we're at it. So I just thought, as I did say last week, for anybody who did join me last week, obviously I was a little bit concerned about Savannah, with valid reason it turned out. So yeah, it's been fun. But hey, it's a week on. She's bouncing about. The sun is trying to come through. I've got coffee. We've got crafting. It was a very stressful time, Camille. I'm not going to lie to you. Yeah, but she's okay. And that's the main thing. So we got her to help when she needed it. We didn't go to Dulverton because we were running her around to vets and things like that. But you know what? We got it. We caught it in time, and she's okay now. So I think that is the main thing, isn't it? Yeah. So anyway, moving on. I thought I would embrace my last live of the month of October with a nice orangey pumpkiny vibe. So and these projects, let's get looking at them. Great projects here. Great stash for you here. I really love these. And great and easy and achievable. Great for family to do, as I said, if you've got school holidays coming up and you want something to do with family. I'm going to give you a confession now. With all the stress that was going on with Savannah, Oh, hi, Pauline. Yeah. No, I knew that I said everything last week, so it's better just to say this is why I've been stressed, but it's okay. So I also incorporate the help of my daughter to help me make these bracelets because I was trying to deal with some other stuff, i.e. Savannah. And so yeah, this is how achievable it is, but. Right, she's stood in the corner smugging, but you can't come on because you are looking a little bit grubs. Oh, she's still in her pajamas. She's ashamed of me. Right, but you're welcome. I worked on it. She did work. I'm giving her credit, so she can acknowledge that I've given her credit. Okay, let's go and have a little look at what we've got. Bye bye. Okay, so let's turn this on and let's look at. Ooh, there we go. And I'll put that back in there. Right. So, the projects we have today. Stretchy bracelets with some crystals, some glass pearls, and some chunky chain. Now we've got lots of fun options for this for you to really bespoke these to yourself. We have an offer on today, so you do get a discount on what this would normally cost full price. We've got all these different versions going on here, and different colorways, different chains, and your crystal and pearl mix. So I just think this is a great. I just love this. It's just a little bit of a different take on your stretchy bracelet. You know, you've got your elastic in here. You can mix this up. Now, just bear in mind, again, as always, as I say, here she comes now. Hello, sweet pea. So just remember, this is my design. I mean, there are alternative designs that you could do. You could do half of these with pearls and crystals here and then the rest just chain. But I just personally really love this kind of chain and bead alternative. I think it's a real great mixture and a great stackable idea as well. So with the kits, you could actually do a couple of different variations of using that same kit and stack them, so you get a really cool multi-layered look. So let's go ahead. I'll leave these here, and let's go ahead and have a little look on the website and see exactly how you can get your hands on these. So as always, I'm going to take you over to totallybeads.co.uk. Savannah is assuming the position. Oh, hang on, I'm going to stop sharing because that confused me. Oh, okay. I see what I did there. I normally have it on my other screen and I confused myself by not moving my screen. It doesn't take a lot. Hello, gorgeous. So, she's of course understandably been a little bit more needy because she wants my attention, obviously. So peace and love, Anastasia. Good morning. How are you today? And your love, Laura, and your daughter. Please thank your daughter. Oh, I will. Oh, trust me. Right, I'm not getting away with this lightly. I've had to pay for this. This help. Good morning, Lisa. How are you? So I'm going to take you over to the web. I've taken you over to the website. Sorry, that you can see here. Totallybeads.co.uk. As always, you want to go down to your video tutorials, and you will find us just here with stretch chain bracelets. And you'll see that you've got the video here with the tutorial, and then you have your variations. Now, these kits can make up to 15 bracelets, so up to 15, depending obviously how you sort of use your beads and your designs, but you have the potential to make up to 15 bracelets from this one kit. Now these kits at the moment are reduced from £17.99 to £15. Now I've just told you that they can make up to 15 bracelets. That's basically £1 a bracelet. You're not going to be making or selling or gifting these for £1 a go. So instantly, you've got a great opportunity here. £15 for making up to potentially 15 bracelets. So let's have a little look. So the intention with these are, you've got different color bead mixes, which I'm going to show you in a moment. And then you basically get to choose the chain that you want to add to it. So you've got the rhodium Rolo chain, the antique gold Rolo chain, or you've got the antique bronze Rolo chain. So I actually let Kayla make the decision with these as well as to what color chain she wanted to put with them. So that was really nice to see that she kind of the colorways, and interesting as well, I think, to see other people's takes on the colorways. So yeah, you've got these. What you would do is you would click on the color chain that you want to choose, and then you would add that to your mix of beads, and then you would get so it tells you just here, create these bracelets with pearls and crystals in the green colorway. I think that's meant to be gold, sorry. In the gold colorway, you will get a mix of your glass round beads, pearl beads, your crystal rondelle beads, your Rolo chain, and you also get 10 meters of your elastic. So you're going to get 10 meters of your elastic, you're going to get 5 meters of your chain, and you're going to get your mix. Now, again, for £15 instead of £17.99. I'm so sorry. Savannah is like literally pouring at me. Baby girl, what do you want? Come on. Right. Come over here. Come and put yourself to bed. So you have got the opportunity to basically make and match these up however you want to. So, you know, maybe get 2 different colorways if you wanted to, and 2 different versions of your chain. So again, you've got your gold, your green, your monochrome, your ocean, your pinks, your purples, and your reds. So what I'm going to do is they are all the same price. They've all got the same options. So what I'm going to do is now take you over to the mixes themselves, so you can see exactly what you are going to get. So I'm going to stop sharing. So again, options of your colorways. You can see the difference. This is your 3 different types of chain just here. So you have your let me just clarify you have your rhodium, which is this silvery tone. You have the antique gold and your antique bronze. Okay, now your antique gold is just a little bit chunkier than the other 2. This is a little bit of a larger link, so that's just something to be aware of. But again, I love this color and contrast. So these are your kind of, as I said, this is Kayla's pairing. To be honest with you, I'm going to give her kudos, because she helped me out when I was stressed out, and she got these bracelets, made these with me, and fantastic. And I'm going to give her kudos for it, and I'm sure I shall pay by having to give her coffee and everything else. She already stole my mint arrow sweets, so you know she's all right. She's got getting her comeuppance. So morning, Mina, how are you today? So let's have a little look at an example of these bead mixes. So let's go with, what one is this? So tell me what the name of the mix is. I just want to show you exactly what you're going to get. So these are your mixes that you're going to get. So with this kit, you're going to get these. Now bear in mind, these have been used. So I have already made, in fact, I think 2 bracelets have been made with this one, potentially. Yeah, because I made one and Kayla made one because she didn't realize I'd made one. So two bracelets already made. This is what you have left. You have your 5 meters of your chain. So, and that is a lot of chain. So you've got your different colorways. Oof. And I just love this chain. And I have to be honest, just to get this amount of this chain, I love it, because I don't know about other people, but I personally love working with copper. In regards to I love working with copper wire, and so I always struggle to find like a complementing kind of chunky chain, and I feel like these are really great for that. And also, you know, if I'm making like a slightly more statement piece, these are great to hang. I love them. And again, just as a bracelet, I mean, bracelet, charm bracelet, you know, absolutely love these. Then you have the rhodium color here, which I think we've used the most of, but we've already still got, you know, we've done lots with this, and we still have loads left. So you can see here, so this is mix number 1. So let's go in and I'll just confirm the color of this mix. I'll just put these here for you to see. Let's move this camera around. There we go. So this is ocean. So this is your ocean mix, okay? I think there is a picture of that one. It must have I must maybe have missed sending it up to Simon. Then we have I believe this is going to be the green version. Maybe I'll get this up here for you. I'm just trying to make sure I'm matching the colors. So this is your green. This mix here will be your green. Okay. How much you've got? And they've been used. It doesn't even look like I've touched this mix, does it? But we have. So we have our, just trying to make sure I keep these together in their pairings. So we have those. Then, put that in there and there. And then we have, ooh, these look lovely. They're going to be like your pinks, maybe. You can see. Yeah, these are going to be your pinks. Then you've got your, so that's your pink. Oh, these, I tell you what, these are just an absolute joy to work with. And just great to have these mixes in your stash. Monochrome. Love some monochrome. And then we've got our, there is a red in there as well somewhere, which I probably put, oh, I think I've covered that one. This is our, this has got to be the gold. This is the gold. Then we've got, where's the purple? I must have had them, unless I've renamed them. But you get the, oh, hang on, no, here's the purple. Here's the purple. I tell you, the gift that keeps on giving. The purple just here. And then you had the red, which, you know, oh, no, here's the red. Panicking, I was like, oh, I can't find it. But no, we have the red. Here is your gorgeous red now. Imagine doing a lovely Christmas Secret Santa gift here. You know, looking at this. And we look at all of this. So, I mean, this does. And we all know my thoughts. Wow, I'm very much, I understand that you need to do Christmas before Christmas. But I don't really think about Christmas until December. From a personal point of view, but from a craft and creative point of view, you have to understand people are looking for Christmas mix early. And look at this, these two as a mix to put together. Oh, that's what happens when we don't shut our bags properly. That would be, I'd like to blame Kayla. It probably is Kayla, but it's also a bit of me as well, because it's something I always do. So let's pop these back in here. Come on. But my point was, what I was trying to show you was, how lovely is that as a mix together? Look at these. Are they not just gorgeous? I mean, I just think that's lovely. Anyway, so there are your mixes. There are your options. So I'm going to just pick some at random. What should we pick? I kind of feel like I might, and this might, I feel like I might go for the purples, you know, because I think you're going to be able to see them nicely. They're nice and vibrant. And I think I'm going to team it maybe. What did Kayla team it with? Be interesting. So Kayla teamed it with the silver, or the rhodium, which gorgeous. I feel like I'm going to change the tone a bit. So which one? Ooh. Hi, just me. Good morning, all. I like the mixed colours in the packages of the beads. They're gorgeous, aren't they? They really are gorgeous. And again, they just work well together. So I think I'm going to go with this antique bronze, because I just think that's got a lovely kind of rich tone to it. That's really going to bring out the colours of the beads. Now, you can prep and plan. Maybe plan it out and say, do you know what, I'm going to do it in this colorway, or you can go random. I think the most thing that I did was maybe I went kind of like, I tried to just bring them out of the bag and not actually even look at them, but I obviously tried to make sure that I didn't have any two same colors next to each other, and I also wanted to alternate, so I went crystal pearl, crystal pearl. So what I found the easiest way to start doing this was find the end of your chain, and I wanted to, I did mine in sections of 10s, but you could do more or less, or you know, however you want to. It's little sections of 10s, and they give you these cute little sections. So I would literally go. Now also look at these chains, because some of them you can actually kind of just open them back out. I think the heavy, this heavy chain here, you do have to cut it. It's soldered. So this one, the heavy, the heavier one. Oh, actually, it's saying that. Is it? It is. I think it is soldered, or it's very, very solid to open. So I just ended up cutting this one. But the slightly smaller ones, the bronze and the rhodium, I was able to just kind of open them out. So go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'm going to go to that 11th link and just, fingers crossed, be able to open that. I know you didn't see that because I moved way out of shot. Bring it down a little bit for you. You like the gold mix, Heather? Gold mix is gorgeous. Honestly, all of the mixes are gorgeous. So the gold mix is this one here. So I use the gold mix. Gold mix should look gorgeous with this. Lovely. These are really sort of great for your, really gives like that you know, autumnal tone. And again, if you wanted to mix this up, I would be considering sort of thinking of these mixes here. Look at that. The sort of like, let me come up a bit. I just think, I mean, if you look at those as a combination, that's really giving you winter log fires to me. I'm just thinking, if you wanted to mix a couple, you know, if you wanted to maybe get 2 of the kits, and maybe take 2 different colors and then 2 different chains, because remember, you do get to choose the chain that you want with these mixes. So you could go, actually, I love your choice, Laura, but I personally think I'm going to go for rhodium, or, you know, and I think that's the choice. But if you get 2 different colors, you could choose different colored chains. But I'm going to do these. I'm so thick. I'm sorry, purples, but I'm actually going to go to the red mix, I think, because that is just gorgeous. And I think it would go perfectly with my sort of attempt of theming. I'm just wondering if I want to go for this. And I'm going to stick to my original choice. So what you want to do is have your little sections of your chain. So I'm going to bring this down a tiny bit more, and you can prep some of your sections already. So if I, for example, look at this one, I've got 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 8 on this one. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And remember, we're going to the 11th link because I want 10 links on my, each section. So I'm looking for the join. I'm looking for the join. It's tricky for you to see. So we want that join. So if I just wrote, there it is. You see it just there. I did just see it. I saw it. There it is. You can see it. There's the join. And then you can open this as if it's a jump ring and just pull. And don't throw them away. Keep them, because you can close these back up and use them to connect to things, or, you know, so don't throw them away. They're not wasted. So that's the second piece. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I want to go to that 11th. Another little thing you could do is put your pliers in on that 11th. And just open them. I actually didn't know where that, I genuinely didn't know where the sort of the opening was on that one, but there you go. And that's another easier way to do that. So 1, 2, 3. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. To go into 11, pop your pliers in, open them out. There's that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So it's nice and quick and easy, and you're not wasting any of your chain. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. That's Rachel. It's Rachel, isn't it, from Furnace Born? Why doesn't it say your names anymore? It confuses me. It does not take a lot. Yeah, Rachel, I'm sorry to hear that about your mum. But at least, like you say, at least you have a diagnosis, and sending lots of love and good wishes to you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And you can just kind of keep going. And what's great, again, and I know I often say this, but if you've got something like this and you're at you're at like a stall, you're doing a fair or something like that, and you want something that just maybe you can make bespoke, you can have these little sections ready to go, and you can say to people, choose your color mix and your color chain, and I can compose it for you now. As always, like I always say, don't do it right in front of them, because they may think, oh, it's really easy. Yeah, it's because it confuses me, Rachel, because your name used to come up and now it says you're like, I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Number 11. Facebook and YouTube playing games with us, aren't they, hey? All right. So, okay. Didn't open that one quite enough. So, we just keep going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've got 8 there. So, we'll just go ahead and do 8. That should give me a nice little size bracelet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. Right. So, I've got that prepped. Now I need my elastic. So, got my elastic. Hang on, I had my elastic. Where's the second one? Bear with me. So you do get, just to clarify as well, oopsie, you get 10 meters of your elastic, okay? 10 meters. So you do get a good amount of your elastic for this. Just see where I've put mine. Had that one, but I've actually haven't gotten through it. Where did it go? Come on. Oh, I am a little bit more chaotic than normal as well, but that's no big shock to you all, I know. Just because of just being slightly curveballed by the adorable Miss Princess Savannah. So that's not the right stuff. I'm just looking for my backup one now. Where did I put that? Away. There you go. That'll do. Is that it? Come on, Laura. Just trying to find it now. Come on. Elastic is not that difficult. Goodness me. Right. This is not the best move of mine. I do apologise. Put it down and I don't remember where I put it, so just put my hand on it. Okay. We've got some. There we are. Okay. Oh, that was an enjoyment, wasn't it? Sorry about that. Right, so you have your elastic and you want to basically stretch. Now I keep my elastic on the reel personally, because I find that is you don't lose any beads. Basically, it's the easiest way to not lose your beads. I'm trying to move my coffee out of the way. There we go. Give your elastic a good stretch all the way along, and then you just want to start. So I actually start by adding a bead. So whichever you want to start with, your crystal or your pearls. So I'm going to pop a crystal on. Pop that on just there. These are lovely, aren't they? Look at that. That's gorgeous. I'm such a sucker for a crystal. Now, the fun part for this is popping on this elastic. So you just kind of want to, you do need to make sure that you don't have any of these links slightly more open than they should be, because you don't want your elastic to kind of go through it. Come on. Okay, make sure you've got a sort of your elastic is actually working for you and giving you some scope to move. Right, and then you just want to effectively kind of go through. So I'm going, move this out of the way and really try and show you exactly what I mean. Come on, camera. So it's, you don't want it to be skipping over any sections. You're going to go through, you're going to go through, and then you're just going to kind of make sure when it's going through, oh, that sun coming through. So just keep a little eye as it's going through, and make sure it's not kind of skipping across like that and you're not able to see that elastic. So going through, going through. It's quite therapeutic actually, because you just kind of, it makes you sort of stop. And if you're anything like me, like my brain is a racer, and I'm that person that's always trying to get things done super quickly. And I think sometimes you do just need to stop and take your time, and this does allow that. So just going through, moving it down a little bit, making sure it's moving, and then that last one. Okay, pop. It should kind of bunch together nicely, and then you can just scoot that down. Then I'm going to pop my pearl on. Heather says I've got so many projects to complete. Some for presents, have a busy weekend. Oh, but sometimes it's nice, isn't it? I think, to have a project to complete. I think sometimes it's just nice to actually say, yeah, I'm going to be sitting down and doing this, and you have a purpose to do it. You sometimes need that reason to do it. All right, the first pearl I pick up is just giving me the rest of, honestly, they've all gone on absolutely fine, but I was every now and again. All I need to do really with that is pop a head pin through it, and it will go on nice and easily. There you go. So straight on, pop that down, and then my chain. So remembering, I'm just going to take that first loop, and I'm just going to go through one at a time each of these little links. Hopefully you can hear me snore a lot. She is snoring comfortably. Moving through. So take a little moment. There we go. A little check, make sure it's going how you want it to, and then through. So you see how it's going just nice and through how you want it to. I had a little bit of crafting time, a bit of a de-stress from, the stresses of the week, with some friends of mine, and we did some painting, a little bit of mixed media. It was, I can confirm it was mixed media. I always kind of go, was it mixed media? But it was. I used a mixture of different techniques, watercolors, acrylics, and pencils, and I did some crafting, and we did some painting. I did like a lovely tree. And my friend was like, oh my goodness, my favorite book, my sister's favorite book when growing up was The Faraway Tree, and it was also my favorite book. I love that book. Like, Faraway Tree was, I read that book so much that my mum had to sellotape, put tape down the spine to keep it together, and I had the trilogy books. I don't know if anyone remembers The Faraway Tree. It's the Faraway Tree was the trilogy by Enid Blyton. And so I actually bought the books again and read them to my children, which was really lovely. And I was like, yeah, I completely get that reference. And so she asked me if I would do a card for her sister's birthday. So I've got some watercolor cards arriving, hopefully today. And my intention this weekend is to just sit down and do another little enchanted tree for this birthday card. And like you say, sometimes I feel, if you've got a reason to do it, you can kind of say, actually, I need to sit down and do this. So it's got a reason, but it also encourages you to sit and take that time. So again, I am just popping this on as you go along and just making sure that it just don't rush the chain part, because you just want to make sure it goes through that chain correctly. And as I said, I think, you know, I mean, this kit, £15, can make you up to 15 bracelets. You're not going to be selling these for £1 a bracelet, are you? Let's be honest. And I quite like I said, having the chains pre-mixed and just saying, you know, do you want to choose a colour mix? Do you want to choose a chain? Come back at the end of the day and I'll have it ready for you. And then it's something that you can sit and work on whilst you're waiting, you know, whilst you're talking and everything else with the store. That's what we're doing. Again, I'm just picking up random beads, alternating them, but I am just picking them up randomly. So I am going crystal pearl, but I am sort of like trying not to make a conscious choice of colors. I'm just letting it be what it will be. So we're just going through again. Come up through, and I think we run Bead. Taylor Beads also has a bead club, and so we run that. It's run on an evening, and we do tutorials and teaching and lessons and socials. It's a lovely place to be, and we were doing a project last night, and one of the lovely ladies was crocheting some Christmas trees. They look fantastic, and I was very jealous of her skills. But it was like we were saying, like these mixes, we were like, oh, imagine you could just pop some little beads on there to make it look like little Christmas baubles. And I was like, there's your bauble mix, you know, here's your, if you're making anything like that, anything a little bit more 3D project wise, you know, this goes across your craft into your knitting, your crocheting, you know. And so I was like, these would be ideal, wouldn't they? I just think they're really great for a lot of options of projects. Right, where are we? So I'm going to pop it in, keep going. And you see it's just threading on that chain. So obviously this was a design that I kind of went for, but you know, your alternative is you could maybe put a little section of your crystal and pearl mixes and then just have chain to go all around the back, or you could just have a chain version, in my own words, a crystal version and a pearl version. You don't have to mix them together. You could just go, actually, I just want this to be all sparkles and all crystals, or actually this is just going to be all pearls, all your glass pearls. So I just think that the potential with these kits are you know, great. There are so many options and everyone can put their own spin on it, you know. So just going around and one more time, and there we go. Scoot that down. And I think you could even do, we're talking about, you know, doing a stretchy bracelet. You don't have to use elastic. You can put this onto beading thread and have this as like a necklace all the way around, or just like the front part of a necklace and have the chain to just finish it off. Imagine that as a lovely necklace. So, you know, again, just so many options. Or a little pair of earrings. How cute would that be on a head pin as a little pair of earrings? I mean, we all know my brain can go a little bit over the top and carried away, but sometimes I just think it's just great. You just need the right thing to inspire your brain to start thinking of these ideas. So again, great if you're having a bit of a creative, a little creative block. You know, sometimes we all have those sort of mojo blocks. So just giving yourself something like this, a little mixture of crystals, a little mixture of glass pearls, a little bit of chain, some elastic, some head pins if you want to, you know. I mean, there's more than enough on the website. Go and have a little look, or you've probably got it in your stash. But head pins to make earrings, and tiger tail or beading thread to be able to make your necklace, or just making stretchy. You know, it's nothing to say it has to be on beading thread. So lots of ideas there. And you have people that sometimes, you know, even if we put this as a stretchy over your headpiece as well. Right, just keep this here. So we are, and again, these are not the longest of makes to do. I'm just putting this through. Really, this is what takes up the time, just making sure you're putting it through correctly. Says this is a neat way to put beads and chain together. It is, isn't it? I think it is. And again, you can make stackable options. So you could make different colorways or different, you could pick out colors from the kit. So like you could do one where you just have all of the reds, and you do one where you have all of the lights and all of the pale colors, and you can make them stackable. And you know, I just think it's a very cool look. I also think it's going to be quite a good, you know, it goes across any generation. This is going to be a great gift that you could give as a, you've got like a secret Santa. I don't know about you, but if I had a secret Santa and I was given something like a nice stretchy bracelet like this, I'd be like very, very happy with that. You know, I love a secret Santa. I do love me a secret Santa. But the majority of the time you'll get something like some miniature little chocolates and alcohol, or you know, because your budget is generally going to be £10. I imagine like you could, if you know, I'd love to receive something like this as a secret Santa. Try not to have the same color. That's the only thing I'm trying to do. So I mean, imagine this a nice stretchy bracelet and a little gift box or a little gift bag, and then maybe the little pair of earrings to go with it. And you don't even have to have the chain as the earrings, you just have a little drop. I just think that would be really, really, you know, cute and a little bit more personable. So yeah, I mean, normally a secret Santa budget is what, £10. I mean, you're paying £15 with the potential to make up to 15. So I mean, for me, it's a no-brainer. And you could even pitch it like that again if you do your if you do sell on a stall or a market, you know, secret Santa gifts. So yeah, okie dokie. So we are nearly there with this. How are we all doing? Are we all having any nice plans for the weekend? I am going out tonight with my friends. Very overdue. So we were meant to go out last weekend, but I kind of I cancelled it anyway because I was going, meant to be going to the cottage. And just making sure I'm not duplicating this colour. So I wasn't able to go, and then obviously we had everything happen with Savannah. So my friends went ahead and met up, but I wasn't able to join them because I was getting Savannah from the vet. So I'm just trying to get the colours. I don't know if I like that. So yeah, so that it was agreed that we would go out. Tonight. So we're going out tonight. We are one team member down, which I'm very sad about, but we are going out tonight. I keep hitting the same one. For an Indian. It's one of those bring your owns. So I'm actually just going to bite the bullet and do a red one. It's redder than that. So we're going to an Indian tonight where we're going to be, it's one of those bring your owns. It's literally down the road from us. It's not too far at all. And I'm going to have a very well earned catch up and debrief with my friends. So I'm looking forward to that, and then a bit of a chilled weekend because Savannah is still recovering. She's still not 100%. So a bit of a chilled weekend and back to work life next week. So how's everybody else? Anyone else got anything nice planned? What I'm doing at the moment, by the way, is just taking a head pin and just popping it through that bead hole just to clear it so that I can actually pop my elastic through. So if you do think you do hit a bit of a block and you do want to use that particular bead, just pop a head pin through and that will be fine. Okay, one more piece of elastic to go. And we are nearly done. I also think I'm going to make time this weekend to maybe make something for myself. Maybe I might actually do something I haven't done for a while and actually make a nice wire woven piece of something. You know, you find yourself doing stuff for everybody but yourself. So maybe I'll do that. You know, who knows? My kids, my kids have got first aid training tomorrow because they're in the St John ambulance. So they have got a refresher training course tomorrow. So my husband has to take them all the way to Taunton. And so it's going to be a pretty much chilled day because I'm going to be at home with the dogs. Right, there we go. There we have our bracelet ready to go. So buddy it up towards the end. So obviously you're going to be measuring this to suit. And if you're anything like me, I'm like, oh, does that fit? And what I want to do is bring my ends together. Slide this down a little bit. Okay. Leave yourself, I'm going to lift this up a little bit so you can see. So leave yourself a sort of, you don't need loads of elastic on the end, but you want to give yourself enough that you can comfortably do these knots without struggling. And what I'm going to do is putting them as a cross. I'm going to go around, right, putting them as a cross, so across. Now I'm right hand dominant, so I'm actually holding the short end in my right hand, the end of it, and I'm going to go under, but before I pull it tight, I'm going to go under again so that you get that twist. Okay, and then I'm going to pull. And I'm actually pulling both those ends quite tight to get that elastic stretch out. Then using my fingers to keep that gap quite large, just for my own benefit, I guess. Short end here, I repeat. So I'm going around and then around again. So you have that twist again and pull. Now, the way to know if that knot is going to hold is when you sort of take your bracelet and you stretch it, that needs to hold. If that comes undone, that knot is not going to hold. So you put it like this and that's going to stay. If you're anything like me and you're a tiny smidge paranoid and you want to do an additional one, do another one. So around once and around a second time. It is a surgeon's knot and pull. And you do not need to add any glue or anything like that to it. It will hold. Cut it as close as you can to that, and hopefully you should be able to wiggle a bit of that into that knot into the chain, and then you won't be able to see it. So you can give it a little move along and just wiggle that sort of chain over it, and there you have your stretchy bracelet with your chain. So you know that's gonna, fingers crossed, there we go, pop that on. And I just think that's a great addition. I think my my smoky quartz is finally starting to get a little bit loose. There we go. There we go. So imagine stacking these up in the different colorways. And like I said, that's your set, your choices there. The other choice that you could do, and it could be quicker or easier, you could say, do you know what, I'm just going to go with, let's pop on, let's say 1, I'm not going to pattern check it, 2, let's go 1, 2, 3. I was going to go a bit rogue, but I'm actually going to now plan this. And I'm going to pop in maybe one of these pearls. Pop it on. Remember, if it's a little bit tricky to get that bead, that elastic through, pop a head pin through, it'll clear it. Right, 1, 2, 3. I didn't stretch my elastic. Make sure you stretch your elastic. household chores. Yeah, but at least you get beading as a reward. I'm going to just reverse these now. So I want to reverse the pattern. So I'm just finding the same beads. So this one, and this one. So you could have a little mix like that, and then pop this all back. These are just I just love crystals. I love sparkles. I don't need any excuse to create with crystals. Over here, so they can go out of the way. I can go out of the way. And let's maybe go a little bit with like your chunkier chain then, shall we? And so you're going to move this down. A little bit. We're just going to do exactly what we've been doing, but I'm not cutting it from the chain yet because I'm going to do this as a continuous. So I'm just going to, I did try with a beading thread, beading needle, you know, like the big eyed beading needle, but I'll be honest with you, it was just as easy to do it using the elastic rather than faffing about with the needle. So just going through. Now, obviously, the moment I start to try to rush it, I'll mess up because I'll probably end up accidentally skipping one. So it is important to make sure you go through every single chain link. All right. And then you just kind of go through. And I just go back over the kits for you. Remember, you've got all your different colorway options. You've got your ocean, your greens, your pinks, your reds, your purples, your monochrome, and your gold. You get a mix of the glass pearls, and I feel like they're like a 10 mil. They're large glass pearls. You get your large rondelles in that lovely mixes as well. And then you get your 10 meters of your elastic. You then get to choose your choice of color of your 5 meters of chain, your chunky Rolo chain, and whether you choose to have that in your antique bronze, your gold, or your rhodium. So again, lovely options. Normal full price for these would be $17.99. They have the capacity to make up to 15 bracelets, but at the moment they are discounted down to £15. So you effectively have got £1 a bracelet. You have the opportunity, as I said, to make this in any pattern way that you want. Maybe get a couple of different colorways and mix up your color chain to go with it. I'm just trying to show you quickly how you could make this so it was a little bit more half and half, and just going through here. Thank you, Camille. So thank you, Laura. Pretty bracelet. Have a good weekend and continued recovery for Savvy. Thank you. Yeah, we're definitely on the mend with her. I feel that we are. We went back to the vet this Monday, and she was happy. And so I think they're going to be really happy when they see her again on Monday. But cool, honestly, puppers, hey, they give you our little fur babies really do keep you on your toes for sure. But yeah, she's definitely on the mend, so thank you. And yes, that was hopefully that was a one-off, and we'll be on the road to recovery. Right, I am just now just doing so again. Move it down a little bit as you're going because you don't want it to get just making sure that it kind of moves along with me. You can see there, hopefully, if I just bring this along, see how that's going to kind of give that really cool bunched up effect. So I just think that's going to look really nice. And you just keep going until you have the length that you want for your bracelet, and then again you would just finish it in that same way as you did previously. So I'll just do a little bit more, and then I can show you the finish one more time. Yeah, and then we will be able to continue with the rest of this lovely gloomy. That sun has ran away again. Friday daytime. So just a little bit more just to try and show you. Do make sure you go check out Totally Beads website to find obviously this amazing deal for today and all the others. As I said, add a bit of bead and thread, make a necklace or a bracelet. You don't have to have it as a stretchy. Maybe make a matching pair of earrings, make a suite of it. Lots of options there. So I'm just going around, and you can just see you don't need to cut this, and you just want to bring that through all the way through. I'm going to cut it in a moment, but you can see that that would then, you do have to give it a little wiggle, make sure it's condensing up, and you've got that there. In fact, let's do a flip. There you go. It's going to be the world's smallest bracelet if I do it like this, but let's go ahead and do it anyway. Cutting your chain. Let's see if I can open it out, because I can actually try. Oh, yeah, pliers in and give that a little, open them out nice and strong. That will open your links. Save your pliers and you don't have to cut it. Save your links. Right, so I'm just going to bring that through, that last one. Now this is going to be, in fact, let's just go full on crazy. I was going to chuck on some pearls. You get the idea as to how it would go. You then want to, you can cut your elastic if that's easier, and then you just want to, same way, just to show that finishing again, bring it as a cross, under and under again, so you're surgeon knotting it at the very beginning and pull, and then again surgeon knotting under and under and pull. And you don't need to do that more than once, to be honest. That gives you that perfect double knot. But if you did feel a bit worried, you could do it a third time, around and around. Try and land it so that it's next to a bit of chain, because then you'll be able to wiggle the knot into some chain. So you'll be able to give it a little wiggle around, wiggle that chain over the knot. It obviously does help if it's bigger than a ring, but you can see there, and you'll be like, what chain, what knot? So there you go. So go and have a little look. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. It is a nice, easy but effective one. You saw how long it took to make that. It didn't take long at all. I think it looks really cool and effective. Let me just check what, oopsie, colorway. What colorway did Kayla choose for these? Oh, she chose the same. So she chose that same colorway, and you can see just there how we can do, and just covering that knot. Bless her, she is new to Stretchy, so I'm going to work on her knots, but you can see you've got that there, and all your different colorways. You've got your different color change, your different color bead mixes, so definitely go check out those websites. the web kits on the website, have a little look. I just think these are a great look for you. Thank you, Laura. Very cool bracelet, especially the way the chain stacks. Best wishes to Savannah. Thank you. Yeah, I think that's exactly it. The way that chain stacks is super cool. So I'm going to let you all go and have a lovely rest of your Friday, everybody. I will be back in 2 weeks' time, so I will be seeing you in November now. You have the lovely Natalie, as always, on Monday and Wednesday next week, and I believe it's going to be Kitty on Friday. So I will see you in a couple of weeks' time. And yeah, have a lovely weekend, everyone. Thank you all for your time.